Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the editing suite here at LTB Farms, also known as the spare bedroom. We appreciate each and every one of you for your interest in what we do here on the farm. Thank you very, very much. If you're subscribed to our channel, we appreciate you. If you're a regular viewer but you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do that. Also, check those notifications so you can be notified when we post new videos. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I guess you could call it more of a educational video. Over the past couple of years, I've had a lot of people ask about record keeping for their flock. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So today's video probably going to be a bit short, but we're also going to be talking about something very important for your flock. So let's sit back, grab a cup of hot tea. My, oh my, that's good. And let's talk about record keeping. So there's a few questions you need to ask yourself when you look at record keeping. One, what type of records do I think would be valuable to me? So make a list of those things that you feel would be valuable to you. What things also would be valuable to others, such as birth dates, breeding records, who bred to who, that kind of thing could also be interesting to others. So having that data available could be a benefit also. So if you have a small flock like we did in the beginning, we began with just basically one of those composition notebooks that you can pick up for a couple of dollars at the dollar store. And that worked very, very well for a while. Well, our herd began to expand, and it became pretty obvious that we were going to have something a little bit more detailed, something a little bit more involved to be able to keep good records. Then our records expanded not just from ages and breeding records and offspring, but general health checks, medications if necessary, things of that nature became more and more important, and collecting data on that information became important. That's why we went from the composition notebook. We began to use kind of a twofold system. We had the basic composition notebook for breeding records and things of that nature, but we also expanded to a big columnar ledger. Now, I'll show you what that looked like. So next we move to kind of one of these like financial columnar pads. It has several columns, and you can list, what type of information that you want to record. We use this mainly for working days, when we're working sheep, when we're, health checks, trimming feet, if they need tagged, retagged, things of those nature. We use the columnar and still do to record that kind of information, and then that is transferred as necessary to our current record keeping. Like on this day, you can see there was quite a few that we went through. How many total did we do that day? We did 100 and yeah, there was 131. So as part of that twofold system, like I said, we used the columnar pad for working days, health checks, things of that nature, and then the composition book for keeping track of birth records, breeding records, and things of that nature. But we decided we needed something that would kind of combine that information into one location and that we could actually generate reports from. That's when we started looking at the electronic type of record keeping. The first one that we looked at was a product called HerdBoss. Now, HerdBoss was a great program that you could use on your phone or a pad or something like that. It was a cloud-based system. You could input information on your animals, your birthing records, breeding records, things of that nature, and had it available through the cloud on all of your devices. Now, that was nice, but I don't trust myself in carrying a device like that, a phone or the pad, to the barn, because the barn can be unfriendly to electronics, if you know what I'm saying. That's why we continue to use the twofold system and then transfer that information into an electronic type of record keeping, mainly for the ability to be able to generate reports on that data. HerdBoss was very good. It allowed us to record a lot of different information and have access to it. and it also generated some fairly decent reports. The only issue that we had with Herd Boss is there was some limitations to herd size. So as we were searching for another type of electronic record, we came across a product called Ranch Manager. Now, Ranch Manager offered a lot of other options other than like the Herd Boss did. As you can see here, you can enter in your cattle herd, sheep flock, goat. You can track finances, income, and expenses. Lots of different things available on Ranch Master. So if we look at our sheep flock here, so we'll go ahead and open that up. It's kind of a Excel spreadsheet type program. You know, these are your tag numbers, breeds, age, if you knew the age, which some of them we did, some of them we didn't. Also, their birth weights, if you had that available, their birth dates, if that was available, lambing records, any notes that you had made upon whether they needed, antibiotics or whether you had to watch them for overeating or whatever it may be, and what type of birthing ease they had, if they were normally assisted, unassisted, lots of different information that you can pull up here on the home screen. So we'll scroll down here and we're going to take a look at Barb. So I'm going to click on her. This is kind of the basic information page, her tag numbers, where she was purchased from, notes that you can make on the seller, the buyer, breeds, all that information included there. I'm going to go up here and take a look at her offspring. So see, this is a list of her offspring that she had for us in 2018, apparently skipped 2019 and had twins again in 2020. But it was a very nice system as far as a Excel spreadsheet type program, but also had kind of limited reports the more in-depth we got, and also had some limitations on herd size. Now, if you're intending on keeping your herd size small, none of this is going to be an issue, and you could probably suffice with either the composition notebook or a combination of the composition notebook and the columnar notebook to kind of keep your records in. But if you intend on having a larger herd and keeping more detailed information, then the electronic type record might be something that would be worth for you to look into. Keep in mind, though, if you use the double system like we do, yes, it takes more time to transfer that data from a paper form into a electronic form, but to me, it's worth it to be able to save those electronics and not have things damaged in the barn because, things sometimes can go bad wrong. Also keep in mind, the electronic forms, most of them are not cheap, especially if you're looking for something that is expansive for a larger herd. And currently we are, I guess you could say, testing a system called FlockWatch. Now, FlockWatch has been available in other countries for quite some time under the name of HerdWatch, which was mainly cattle, but they also offered sheep and goats and other animals as well. FlockWatch, I saw a post on the American Sheep Industry Facebook page if there were people that would be interested in testing this for your country, to let them know. I did, and they accepted us as, I guess you could say, kind of a beta tester to help them kind of fine tune for different countries and what is needed, what type of records are needed and important. Breed types are different country to country and area to area. So they've been very responsive on any requests that we have made about adding breeds, adding breeding seasons, things of that nature. So far, FlockWatch has been awesome. Here, let me take my glasses off. It'll help with the glare and so I can see better. But anyway, this is the system that we're currently using. It's called FlockWatch, and this is what it looks like when you bring it up on your phone from the cloud-based system. This is going to be in relation to what I'm demonstrating here is recording a lambing record. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to select lambing record. These are the ewes that it brings up. My ewe's not in here yet, so I'm going to add. So I'm going to go in and then I'm going to be able to put in my ewe's tag number. So I'll put her tag number in. I'm a little slow here. Actually, I'm reading through the notebook while I'm doing this, so kind of slows me down a little bit. So I'll put her tag number in, Orange 43. You'll see Easy Care, Katahdin right there at the top of the list. Those were some of the breeds that we requested. I'm sure other people did as well to be added. The season born, originally there was only spring, was all that it was available. So since then, though, they have added spring and fall at the request of some of the beta testers. Now we'll move into some of the details of the lambing. The lambing number, the number is automatically generated in your lambing order. We can go in, we can reset the birth date to the correct birth date. Since I'm doing this later from a written record, I can select my date, boop, just like that. And then spring season 22, not exactly right, but close enough. This is a single lamb, so we'll click 1. That'll bring down our optionals. We're going to do our mothering ability. She is a very good mother. We're going to do milkiness, which means how well she produces milk. She's good. So we're going to record all that information. We'll go back, kind of review it, and then we click next. And now we're going to record our information on the lamb. So we'll record the gender of the lamb, whether it's a ram lamb or a ewe lamb. So we'll make our selection there. The status, alive, dead, DOA, stillborn, all that available there. The tag numbers. Now, FlockWatch is designed to be used most effectively with RFID tags, and eventually we do plan to move into that RFID system for data collection purposes to be able to more effectively and quickly collect data. But I'm going to manually enter this lamb's tag number, the lambing number, number 20. 20 is the 20th set of lambs born. It is a single, so it's 21. Spring season of 22, actually not exactly, but close enough. Date of birth, breed unknown, simply because we don't know the exact breed of the ram. We can even record an image of the animal if we want to. We could upload that also. So that just gives you kind of kind of a basic overview of what is available. We'll record our lamb vigor, which means just how well the lamb is thriving. You can see once I click save, the little green bar pops up at the bottom to let me know that information is being uploaded to the cloud and is available on other devices. So far, FlockWatch has been awesome. So when you talk about record keeping for your flock, there's a few questions you need to ask yourself. 1, what size flock do I currently have, and how large do I plan on this becoming? 2, what kind of data is important to me and may be important to others, and what kind of data access would help me make my flock better? So keep that in mind. 3, what kind of time do you have to be able to invest in processing that data? The less time you have, the more it may be necessary for you to look more toward the electronic type, because they can generate such detailed reports. But if you don't have time to enter that data, then you're kind of wasting your time. 4, what can I afford financially to make this option available for my farm and my flock? So keep all those things in mind. I hope this video has been somewhat helpful when you start looking at record keeping for your flock. I know this isn't our usual farming videos, but hopefully you find something that could be useful for you. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comments below, because we read each and every one of them. To our subscribers, thank you very much for being part of our family here. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you on board. So until our next visit here on the farm, be blessed.